Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new episode on facing an interview on your first job. So basically there are main criteria that you need to be satisfied in order to fulfill and be success on your first interview. So I will suggest some 3 points which will be essential to go through on your first interview. So the first one will be your attire or the dress code that you're wearing. So in these days, the dress code is much essential based on the organization. So for example, if you're going for like for an interview like air hostess or bank, will be more vital to be on a proper dress code which is more professional. So other than that, if you're going for a normal organization or some no, some organization which depends on your requirements, so a normal attire will be enough. So the dress code for the boys, like as everybody knows, you are in a tie, and without the tie will be okay. And for the girls as well, the skirt. So that's upon the dress code. And when you're speaking about the second point, which are the CV and the certificates, so make sure you have a CV. I mean, make it professional, but not go too in detail to it. So when someone see the CV, will if anyone can simply read, that will be enough. So for your CV, if you're a good graphic designer or some sort of a guy who can modify things, you have the opportunity to, like design your CV accordingly, or else you can just simply use the Word format to create your CV. And the other hand, when you're speaking about the certificates, make sure you have a certificate book. So whenever you hand over your certificates to someone to see it, well, he can just turn on the pages and you can just see the certificates. Unless if he wants to grab certificates each and every from some sort of a bag or something, it will be not okay. So make sure when you're going to your interview, you have more than one CV, and as well as a complete certificate book from the day from your high school up to the university or the current job that you are facing up to date. So that's from the certificates and CVs. And on the other hand, the most critical part, that means the place that you're gonna face the interview. So make sure if you're going for an interview, be there at least like 15 minutes earlier, so you have the time to prepare. In just in case if you want to be prepared with something that you need to be preoccupied. So just make sure you be there before 15 minutes from the place of the interview. So as you know, when you're facing the interview, you are facing a new person. So you might have not seen him for your entire life. So try to catch up with him, try to follow with him. So for the first impression, that means the place you encounter him for the first time, just greet him well. If it is a morning time, good morning. And until he tells you to sit down, just don't go straight ahead and sit down. Just wait until he responds. So what you have to do is, you don't have to be panic, you just have to be responsive. I mean, just follow the guidelines. I mean, just response to the person who is interviewing you as he speak. You just have to be streamlined, that's all. So nothing to be panic. And the other hand, you might feel uncomfortable when you're speaking with him. I mean, like when he's asking some question, you might be in panic and you don't know how to answer, or maybe you're like, the way and the things that you want to discuss, but it won't come to your mouth. So what you can do is, you just take your time. You have the entire day to follow up with your interview. So what you can do is, you just sit down, be relaxed, and whenever the question he asks, just listen to it thoroughly and answer it one by one. You can take time. If you want to describe a sentence, just take one step by step. I mean, like you can have the entire time, because the things that you respond will be the best option to be selected for the interview. So when you're responding, so it will should be accurate and should be clear for the interviewer, so that's how he can understand about yourself. And the critical part on this conversation of the interview is the place or the designation that they are going to hire for you. That's the most critical question that you need to be answered in detail and clearly. So imagine the purpose of going to the interview is to get hired for the job. So they might ask you on the first place to describe about yourself, so you can tell that you are passed out of this school and start from your school life up to your universities and the previous job places. If you have worked, you can describe about it, and make sure you have some valid reasons why you resigned from it, because they might ask, because they need to have a background check, like if you have left the job and just in case if you have a problem, so that will be a big issue. So just make sure you clearly clarify him the reason if he asks only, otherwise nothing to worry about it. So, and on the other hand, when you're facing the interview and on the critical part at which I have spoken you previously, is the place that the point that they're going to hire you. I mean, you are assigned for a job, so they're asking, so why you select this job, why you feel the best person to be for this particular job. So what you have to answer is like you have to be thorough about the job role before you're coming for the interview. You have to be thorough about your job role. So even if he asks in detail about it, you need to be answered everything, because if you fail at least one point, that will be a big issue for you in order to get selected for the interview. So make sure you are thorough with the subject of the designation that they are going to hire you, and also clarify why you are so impressed or why you are so active about this job or the designation that you're going to work. So that's the only place that they have a motivation about you in order to get selected for the job. So be prepared for the critical part which I have mentioned, for the reason for you want to get hired, and the job description, which is the basically the things that you need to be enrolled to the job. So, and the other hand, the things that you know about the job, well, basically the knowledge. So they might ask questions, some sort of a cross questions as well. They might go even parallelly, they might ask you like in the middle of a conversation maybe, so they just want to check how you handle or manage the situation in consideration of the relevant job. So make sure you're thorough with as well. So take your time, assign the relevant dress code, and prepare with your documents which I have mentioned, the CV and the certificate, as well as make a good impression with the person who are interviewing with you, and be success on the future with your job. So I wish everyone all the best. I will see you guys on a next video. Thank you once again. Have a wonderful day.